Welcome to this short video on how to do a voiceover on a PowerPoint presentation. Before starting, I would like to suggest two things. First of all, have your presentation completely ready before doing the voiceover, and then also use an external microphone. Using the computer or laptop's own inbuilt microphone might record a lot of noises and might not have a crispy sound to it. Even with an external microphone, as you can hear, it might not always be 100% crispy due to ambient noise and other noises in the background. So using a microphone will minimize as much as possible these problems. Now let's start. Once you have your presentation ready and you want to start, go to Slideshow Presentation, Slideshow menu, Record Slideshow, Record from Beginning. You will be directed onto another screen. Here is the screen that you can see you are directed to. In some older versions it might look slightly different, however the main and important features are still there. You can record your face while doing the presentation, while showing the presentation, by turning on the camera. However, if you don't want this small screen with your face showing, you just have to turn the camera off. In some cases this is on by default, so you have to switch it off. Once you are ready, you have to start recording. As you can see, at the bottom of the screen you have this timer where you have the time being recorded against the time how much the presentation has been on this screen, and therefore the presentation started. But what you are recording, the voice, it's on this part. This means that we have been recording my voice as for about 32 seconds. Once you are ready discussing the first slide, you can move to the next slide by pressing this button, which is the next button. Make sure that you do not continue recording your voice once you are transitioning from one slide to another, but stop and then transition and you can start recording again. Otherwise, part of what you say will not be saved on the audio. Let's say that at some point you decided that you want to go and take a coffee, and therefore you have to pause the presentation. What you do is press pause, go and take your coffee, and then come back and press again record, and it will start exactly where it left, as you can see from the time on the bottom of your screen. Let's say that you have been doing this and something happened and you have to stop and you have to record it on another day, or you planned beforehand that you can only do 3-4 slides and then continue some other time. Instead of pausing it, stop recording and then close the dialog box. Once you stop the dialog box, go back to the presentation, and when you want to start again, reopen the presentation, go on the slide that is next to being recorded with sound. You can see that those slides that have sound on it have this icon at the bottom, the speakers icon, where you can hear the sound that you recorded. And you can find that the next presentation that doesn't have sound is this one. Therefore, the day before or the session before, you stopped on this presentation, on this slide, and now you can continue from this one. You go record slideshow, record from current slide. If by mistake you press the record from beginning, do not worry. As you can see, it's not recording. What you have to do is just close it, then go back to find your slide that you want to continue from, and then press record from current slide. As you can see, it will start from recording from the current slide. You press record, you wait for the countdown, and you continue. And as you can see, it started again the timer, because it is from the slide that you wanted to continue from. Finish all your slides that you were recording. Do the voiceover on all your slides, always moving forward each slide with the advance to the next slide button. Or you can just press the right arrow key. However, I suggest you use this button, and once the presentation ends, you will see this slide. As you can see, the recording ended. You close it, and your PowerPoint now has a voiceover. Let's say, however, that you changed one particular slide in the future, and you want obviously to change the voiceover on it. So what you do is go on the icon, highlight it, delete it, then go to Insert, go to Audio, Record Audio. Audio on my PC means that you have already a pre-recorded audio on your PC that you want to upload. This means that, for example, you can upload music. But for the time being, we are doing a voiceover, so go on Record Audio, and you have this small dialog box. I suggest you give it a name, Trial Voiceover 1, and you start recording by pressing the record button. You are now recording. As you can see, the timer starts. Give it time to start. I would suggest you give it at least 1 second, and once you're finished, you just press stop and OK. As you can see, in the middle of the screen of the slide, you have the speakers button, the speakers icon. I suggest you move it at the bottom corner so that it shows like the others. Now, what you need to do is save. So, first of all, use the normal save button so as to be sure that your work has been saved. Then go to Save As, and you can save it as an MPEG-4 video. If you're using a Mac, please use the Export button and create a video. Let's continue saving. In our case, using MPEG-4 video, we save it, and at the bottom, as you can see, there is a status bar which will tell you how much of the converting and saving has been done. Please note that this will take quite a good amount of time, and therefore I suggest that you go do something else in the meantime, and then come back and see whether your video has been saved. You might even leave it overnight. As you can see, this was not a very huge video, and still the status bar is only marking a very small percentage of completion. I hope this video was helpful on how to save a voiceover on your PowerPoint, and then to share it successfully and save it in order to share it successfully with other people.